Today we are going to talk about the Estwing Bowie knife. This is the 4-inch Bowie 4-inch blade. Now if you haven't heard the name Estwing in connection with knives, you might be more familiar with the name Estwing in connection with tools. My grandpa always used Estwing hammers, so that's what I learned to use, so I've bought Estwing hammers. I like Estwing tools, pretty much only for that reason. So I saw this Estwing knife, and I thought that seemed kind of weird, but I have an Estwing axe, and I like it, so I thought I'll get this knife and try it out. So this knife is a solid piece of steel. The entire knife is one piece of metal, and the handle here is just powder coating. I'm assuming it's a tool steel, probably whatever they make their hammers and axes out of. And this knife is made in the US. The cost on this knife is between $20 and $30 depending on where you find them. This thing is 9 1/8 inches long overall from tip of the handle to tip of the blade. The blade is 4 inches long from the powder coating here, the blade grind, to the tip of the blade. The handle is 1/2 inch thick right there, although it does have some little contours in there. The blade is 1/8 inch thick. It's a really hefty boy. It does come with a sheath. The knife may be made in the US, but the sheath says it is made in Taiwan. So this is the second one of these knives that I got. The first one that I bought, I returned because the tip was ground off when it was sharpened. This one, when I got it, was not sharp in any way. The center of the blade here was completely flat. This front part was a little bit sharp. Now before I tested this knife, I did sharpen it up a little bit. Now since this is advertised as being a outdoor type knife, it's great for camping and outdoor type activities. I first went to test it on some pieces of wood, made some little shavings. Then I tried batoning some wood because I realized that this is probably a knife that you will not be able to break, and since it is one piece of metal. And then I hammered it into a scrap of 2x6, and then I just hammered it into a log, and then I just gave up on any sort of reasonable testing and decided to just hammer it into a tree. I stood on it. I'm not a particularly lightweight person, didn't have any problems. Once I got it into the tree, I realized that I didn't have any way to get it out of the tree, so I had to get a crowbar, and it took me a long time to get it out of the tree. But I eventually got it out of the tree, and here it is. So, what is this knife good for? Not a lot. It's too heavy to carry anywhere. The handle's really uncomfortable for any type of extended use. So should you get this knife? No, you probably should not. Unless you really like Estwing tools, or you really just want a knife that makes a great paperweight, or if you want a knife that you can actually hammer into things, I guess it's good for that. But if you're looking for a knife for any type of outdoor use, for camping, for fire starting, for any cutting application, there are much better options out there. That's my thoughts about this Estwing Bowie knife. You guys tell me what you think. Tell me what sort of applications you could see for a knife that is forged out of a just solid chunk of metal. Thanks for watching. I will see you all next time. One other cool trick you can do with this knife, since it is just a big piece of metal, if you rub it on a magnet, the entire knife will become magnetic. So I guess that's cool.